Because I'm face to face with some sorry son of a bitch who calls himself Rafael Caro Quintero.
Get in the air! Get up!
Oh, right!
Oh.
Gracias, muchachos. Muy bien hecho. You can shoot him in here, or I can stage an escape so that you can shoot him outside.
Wait a minute. What's going on?
Would he do it?
He might.
Clements knew Kiki, didn't he?
You're right.
Tony, what the hell's going on? Come on back, Tony. What's going on?
Don? Don!
You should be dead. But you got too much to say that we want to hear.
They're bringing him out now.
Alive?
Yeah, he's alive. Over.
Thank you. We got him. Florentina Venturo's already in the air to pick him up. Costa Rica is expelling Caro to Mexico.
I made them all rich. Federales, state police, CFS. Everyone had their palm out. No one said no to Caro's money.
You pay the policemen in Guadalajara.
Federales, state police, CFS.
Who? Who in the state police was paid off?
I left my list at home.
Ask him about the CFS. Come on.
Mr. Steinmetz, I will decide what's important and what's not.
We're not even writing down the answers he's giving you.
So what?
So what?
Senor Caro, please. Let's go back to the house.
There was a lot of people in the house.
What house? Is that the house you killed Kiki and Carl?
How many?
Maybe 50, maybe 100. Hey, who else was in that house? How about some names? Other people.
Mr. Riva, Mr. Steinmetz.
We have permission from Florentina Ventura to be part of this interrogation, pal. You understand?
This interrogation is run by the Attorney General's office, not Comandante Florentino Ventura and the federal police.
Hey, Carl. Come on, who were they? Who were the others?
I was taking a nap. I woke up. I went outside. Compas, now that our friends are here to protect us, let's have some fun, huh? It's too quiet around here.
Who were they, Carl? Were they CFS? Were they Army? What about that? The gun they found with the CFS initials and Machina. What about that? Then there was your CFS identity card, had your picture on it, was signed by some general, Ruiz Velasquez.
Basta! Guards! Guards! Take his men away. They're obstructing the investigation.
What investigation? We're just trying to find out who the hell was in the house.
Oh, this man is confessing, and you are interfering.
He's going to tell you everything you want to hear.
It will not be
I'm
allowed.
not interested in a confession. I would like the truth.
Afuera!
Hey, Carl! Carl! Huh?
Afuera!
Who are they, Carl?
Afuera!
Who are they? Sloan, I have a feeling in my bones, and a lot of things are pointing in a certain direction. Carl Quintero and Fonseca abducted Kiki Camarena, but he wasn't alone, you know. There were others involved.
Who?
Well, it could have been internal security, it could have been the Army, CFS. I'm telling you, the CFS is all the way through this thing. See, when we picked up Carl, all his men and him had CFS badges on. Now, every time I interrogated Carl, and every time I mentioned the CFS, he just sat there and he'd twitch.
We all know that there's some corrupt officials and police. We all know that.
George, I just don't think you grasp the situation here. I mean, the kind of cops that Carl runs are not the kind that go out and organize something like the Bravo scam, okay? I mean, Carl is just not that sophisticated. Now, he said when I interrogated him that there were like 50 or 100 people in that house. So they pump Kiki out of all the information that he's got, right? They get everything. Then they kill him. And then they take him someplace and they dump him in a hole in the ground. And that's when this cover-up starts. So who do we get? We get this first commandante, the federal police, this Pavon Reyes guy. And he comes and tells us, he says, I really want to find Kiki's murderer. And all the time, he knows that Kiki is dead and he is buried in Primavera Park. Now, I only know one thing. This thing was so well organized. I mean, it was fast, it was quick, it was executed professionally. And a cop on the take don't do that. He can't. Someone's back there, someone who knows what the hell they're doing. And the question is, who? And how high up are they? I mean, is it CFS officers? Is it military? What are they doing? They skimming the cream off of Carl's millions? You know, helping him out once in a while. Or does it go higher than that? See? I mean, who the hell are these people?
We'll give them Caro Quintero and Don Neto Fonseca a trial, a guilty verdict, prison. We'll give them the same on Seguno and El Sami, immaterial pistoleros. On their own, they have discovered CFS badges with your signature, Cuauhtemoc. Other than that, they only have theories and suspicions. Caro Quintero and Fonseca stay in Mexican hands forever. Neither they nor any other major narco-trafficker deserve to fall into the hands of the Americans. Caro and Fonseca will leave Reclusario del Norte prison only one way. In a pine box. The losses are 15 irrelevant local cops, the Peacock Pavon Reyes, and 2 Sinaloan pesan bandidos who are easily replaceable. So, as of this moment, the government of the Republic of Mexico has decided the Camarena case is solved. Cooperation with Americans on this incident is over. All the physical evidence is to be destroyed. Case closed. Fini. And on the whole, we have done very well.
Tell all your readers. Because you see all these people here, they're my friends. And that is that I have one weakness. Women and gold. I love all women because I was born of a woman. And it pleases me from the bottom of my heart to help the poor because I was so poor as a kid. But I am retired now. And my life, I cannot speak about it because I've suffered too much.
It's not about authority, George. It's about you leaning on them. Now, I can't get hair samples, prints, nothing out of them on Carlo Quintero or Fonseca, let alone Lopez, Rezon, and the rest. Now, I'm going to need that in order to match whatever hair samples we discover if the government ever reveals the location of the crime scene to us.
They don't see why. We need a U.S. grand jury to indict and try them, too.
Well, did you explain to them that under United States law, killing a United States official is an act of terrorism, and that allows us to grab an indicted killer or a co-conspirator anywhere in the world? Anywhere in the world. Or is that what they're afraid of?
Tackle a guy like you, I can see why you're not getting anywhere.
Listen, I don't care what the hell you think about my tact. I'm not down here on some diplomatic mission, my friend. I'm trying to get some indictments to bootstrap our way above Caro and Fonseca. So what about the bindings? Kiki's clothes, fabric samples of the shroud, all the physical evidence.
Let me say it again, loud and clear. They refused. They said no. They told me to go to hell. Have you got it?
Great. Great.
You want to tell me what's going on, Ray? You won't talk to me at the embassy? I got a nice office there, air-conditioned.
Yeah, and the walls have ears.
Come on, Ray. What are you going to tell me that the walls can't hear?
It's not what I'm going to tell you. It's what the agency is going to do for me.
It's about Kiki Camarena?
Yeah.
Kiki was a good guy.
Yeah.
Let me just talk to you in your office just for a minute, all right? I'm not going to take a lot of your time. I need to ask you something very important. Look, all I want is just access to the physical evidence. That's it.
Kiki was my friend, too. It was a sad day when he died.
Yeah, it was. I got 2 FBI forensic men back at the hotel. Ain't doing a thing. They're sitting on their cans now. Give me something for them to do. I mean, they can work the bindings, the clothes, you know. Damn, you don't care about protecting these people anymore, Nighty. You don't give a damn about that. I know you. Come on. I'm asking for a favor, for God's sake.
Can't give you what you want. I'm sorry, Harley.
¡Otro! ¡Aquí hay más! ¡Dos más! ¿Cuántos? ¡Ande prisa, hombre! ¡Ya nos vamos! ¡Más, dices! Faltan, creo que 2 más. ¡Vamos, ándale! ¡Sigue!
Let's get out of here, okay? Come on. Let's go for a ride in my airplane.
Yeah, DEA.
What is it?
The feds found the place where they were holding Kiki.
It's 881 Calle Lope de Vega. FBI forensics is on their way over there right now.
Yeah. Steinmetz is on his way. Yeah. What else do you got?
Papeles.
Muy bien, señor. Pase.
I can go it alone, Harley.
No, it wouldn't be right. What the hell are they standing around for?
Hey, what the hell's going on here?
Cleaned up. Repainted. Inside's been stripped clean. Yards raked. Pool's emptied. Crime scene's completely ruined, man. They trashed it.
I wanted to leave it so there was nothing for us to work on.
Fresh paint.
What?
I love the smell of fresh paint.
They left us nothing.
And we go to work on nothing. Evidence. I believe this is the plate that was on the car in which Camarena was abducted.
Give it to me.
No, absolutely not. You can't have it. I found it, so it's mine.
You don't seriously think that I'm going to let you walk out of here with the license plate, do you, senor? Hand it over. Hey, senor. Perhaps you might want to relax. It's a lovely pool. Don't you fill it up again? Have a nice swim.
You shouldn't let him get away with that.
I didn't. I stole him. Richie just lifted the prints.
Nice move.
No, it's not. A couple of hairs from the bottom of the pool, a couple of smudged prints from a license plate. Big deal.
This is a place. I swear they did it. He was here. They painted it, but I can still smell the blood in here. Door was open, now they're closing it now. They're closing it.
You gotta keep it together, Harley. We're gonna get them. Every one of them. You and me are gonna kick so much ass down here, they're gonna write a ballad about us. A regular corrido. Let's go.
Harley, a little food wouldn't hurt that tequila a bit.
I'm not hungry.
No!
Dean, son of a bitch.
Harley, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we will, darling.
No, now!
I can't leave now, Tom, all right? I know the territory better than anybody else. You know something they are never gonna find? Who killed Kiki? Bureaucrats are gonna wear him down. They're gonna get lost in the shuffle, honey. They're gonna get bagged out, you know? They're drowned in the amorphousness of it. Not me. Not me. It's about Kiki, and it's about more than Kiki. It's about fat cats who did it and got rich and retired Marbella with $20 million in some Luxembourg bank. That's what it's about. The money from selling that poison up north, and they sell it to kids, Don. That's all. They sell it to kids. It's a chemical war waged against our people. The alienated and the dispossessed. And they kill each other for 20 minutes and a good time. And that's what it's about. You get it?
This is incredible.
Those are transcriptions, not shorthand. What does that suggest?
They're transcripts of a tape. They taped it. They tape recorded Kiki's torture and his interrogation.
And if we were able to get our hands on the transcripts, what does that tell you?
But you probably got them from the guys you hired to do routine counter-espionage and tail the KGB all over Mexico City. Same department Armando Rivera works for. Federal Security, CFS. Does that mean that they did it?
Not necessarily.
But it does mean their bosses in the government have the original tapes. That's where these came from.
Interesting speculation.
They're gonna figure out who leaked this. Why'd you do it?
A lot of guys in the agency feel the same way. We all helped to get this. I don't know. The DEA turning everything upside down for one guy. Kind of cool. Good luck, Carson.
They're trying to close the door. They've just about done it. There's a crack of daylight left, and these tapes are read.
How do we know these transcripts are real? Well, in the transcripts, Kiki refers to two of the informants with their code names, and he and I were the only ones who knew what those names were, so the transcripts are for real.
If they hand over the tapes, we'll be able to work backwards from the type of questions being asked to get an idea of who needed the answers, who did the asking, etc. How many are there?
I don't know.
Then I'll refer to tapes. Use the plural.
Question is, will they go for it, or will they laugh in our face?
It's come to our attention, Mr. Attorney General, that you are in possession of the tapes that were made of the Camarena interrogation while he was under control of Caro Quintero. We'd like them.
Mr. Lone, we are here to discuss the eradication
Tapes were made of the Camarena interrogation, and I'd like them.
The first item on today's agenda, gentlemen, is helicopter spare parts.
Tapes of the Camarena interrogation, sir?
Is it the U.S. intent to replace drug eradication program helicopters or increase the supply of spare parts?
The tapes of the Camarena interrogation.
Tapes?
They exist. We know it. We have incontrovertible proof.
Mr. Attorney General, what Mr. Lawn means when he says the word you is your government. The tapes exist. You may not be immediately and personally aware of it.
Well, it does seem.
Yes.
It seems after Fonseca was arrested, they found a lot
They
of...
found tapes.
Yes.
Fonseca had them. However, we have a difficulty.
And what is that?
As this administration's senior counsel on legal policy, I feel the tapes are too sensitive. You can appreciate it.
I appreciate your suppressing evidence. We would like the tapes.
Mr. Lone, the tapes at the moment, they are
not in Mexico
If you
City.
don't give me the tapes, I'll call a press conference. Every newspaper and television station in Mexico will show up. Mexico City papers in particular have been very interested in what we have to say about corruption in this administration.
Are you threatening us?
Absolutely.
I will let you listen to the tapes, and then we can discuss how you can get copies. Next.
We're going to pack our things, our household things.
The entire Chihuahua affair. Have you dropped it?
Yes. Sir, I'll explain. We had nothing to do with that affair.
Then what are you doing here?
As I said, I'm getting ready to leave. They aren't briefing me on anything of importance. Sir, I only work at the DEA in Guadalajara. I'm not the resident agent in charge. I'm not the boss. I don't know as many things as you think I know.
Tell me about the Chihuahua affair.
It was a matter developed by the Hermosillo office, not our office.
I apologize for your mistreatment. We will not hit you anymore. But you must talk. All right? Okay. Put your hands up. Don't strain so much.
Yes, Commander. Yes. Yes, Commander. Yes.
Just a few more questions. Don't worry. Don't worry. You will see your wife and children again very soon.
Look, I told you about the one at Chalta.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't.
Just tell me what you know about our friend Ramon.
Where? Where?
Lum?
Yes.
You must be very tired, Mr. Lund, but perhaps you'd like to be my guest at my favorite restaurant. It's only 25 kilometers out of town.
I wouldn't go 25 kilometers out of town with you. 25 kilometers, Mr. Diaz. I wouldn't go 25 feet across the street with you.
Hello?
Hello, Mika.
Hello, Mr. Lund.
Mika, you should know because you're going to hear it. We've discovered tape recordings of Kiki being asked questions. He was very brave. The discovery of these tapes will be very helpful in leading us to the people we're after. Mika? Please don't hesitate to ask for anything you need, Mika.
Three of Felix Gallardo's men, Cuco, El Chango, and La Calaca, said they saw you at the murder site. Shall I bring them in?
No. Ask him about the Comandante.
He's getting there.
Bring me a soda. I'm thirsty.
Who was in charge of the interrogation?
I don't know.
Who else was there then?
So many.
What did they want?
To know what Camarena knew about them. To talk to him.
Who wanted to know what he knew?
How the hell do I know? I'm a pistolero. I don't know who's in the social register, man. And where do I get something to eat?
When we're finished.
Well, can we at least order a quesadilla, man? I could starve to death in here listening to your stupid questions.
Shut up!
Hey, cabrón. You don't have to impress your gringo friends behind the mirror. I'm not always gonna be in this prison, man.
If you threaten us again, I'm gonna tear the tongue out of your head with pliers. Do you understand? Now! Which of the traffickers was in the house besides Carlos Quintero and Fonseca?
I don't know. Some hombre.
What hombre?
I think I heard Ramon. From the north, I think.
Ramon. Who's Ramon?
I don't know. That name comes up on the tapes, too.
And then?
I followed El Chango into the bedroom. And I saw Camarena. Semi-conscious, blindfolded, bound. Bad shape. Mumbling.
What else did he say?
He had a family.
What else?
The man in charge of the interrogation told me...
The Comandante?
Yes, the Commandant.
This Luis guy is good.
What did he tell you?
Told me to put Camarena into the trunk of a light blue Dodge Dart. That was the last I saw of him.
He just admitted he knew him. Ask him again about the Comandante.
Tell me the name of the Comandante.
Come on.
The State Police Comandante? Is Comandante a nickname? Is he CFS, IFS? IFS! The political police. Go on! I can't! You must! If I do... If you don't! Who? We have to know. Name him.
Espino.
Sergio Espino Verdin. Am I correct? The former Guadalajara Comandante of the Federal Intelligence Service? Am I correct? You are correct.
Thank you, Comandante. Go to the next line, please.
I apologize for your mistreatment. Just a few more minutes and we'll return you to your family. Just tell me what you know about our friend Raymond.
Please repeat that phrase again, Commandant Espino Verdin. Please.
We will not hit you anymore.
Would you do something?
I tried. They took Ventura's men off the case. They gave us this guy. He's an amateur. He's hopeless. A cheap tape recorder letting the guy say his own words like in the phone book. What the hell kind of voice print is this going to be? I can't make a comparison from this. You're stiffing us.
I'm sorry, Mr. Carson, but the Interior Minister...
That's okay, Luis. It's all right.
Just a few more minutes, and we will return you to your family. Just tell us what you know about our friend Ramon.
Yeah, Ramon. Tell us more about your friend Ramon.
Please repeat that phrase again, Commandant Espino. Please.
You were killing them. You were killing them!
You were killing him! You son of a bitch! Come on, you killed him! You killed him! You beat him, you tortured him, and then you murdered him! You bastard! You killed him, and now you're protecting him! Come on! You're giving the voice test so it's no damn good! You're protecting him! Why? Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!
What's I gonna do? Is I gonna bring Kiki back?
He's gonna make sure he didn't die for nothing, Ray.
Making sure he didn't die for nothing is working the case.
We had Speedo for team. We had him. And they're gonna let him go. They protected him. We got a case. And what are you gonna do with that?
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Okay, they're not gonna give us a Spino Verdine. He was the interrogator. He asked all the questions. He knows too much. So let's move on!
We ain't got nothing! They are bought and paid for, every single one of them! They are paid for! And you understand, we ain't got nothing! There is no light at the end of this thing, man. You see an end to this?
I don't know if there's an end to this or not. That's not my job. My job is to work this case. And if I don't believe in that, then I believe that Kiki died for nothing. And Kiki's death means something to every one of us. It means that one of us counts. It means that one of us makes a difference. And I'm not gonna let you give up on this. You are not gonna burn out on me. You are gonna make it to the finish line if I have to drag you across. And do you know why? Do you know why?
Why?
Because you deserve to be there, Harley. You deserve to be there. Okay? Okay? Now don't let him see you looking like this. Okay, this is it, Jack. We're nowhere with the Spino Verdine. They've taken the interrogation away from Ventura's people. Consequently, the voice print exemplars were administered so poorly that it's impossible to tell from the tapes that he was the Commandante.
Can you still get him?
Only if I could re-administer the recording and somehow politically force a trial, then a guilty verdict, and then pressure them into turning him over to our grand jury. You want the Vegas odds on that? They're terrible.
What about Lopez de Vega, the physical evidence?
They've trashed it. They're telling us all to go to hell.
Starting to feel it's impossible, Ray?
Oh, hell no. We routinely accomplish the impossible. That's our job. What this is getting is very interesting.
Get me something to beat him on the head with from this end. Just get me something.
Harley and I are working on it, Jack.
Okay, Ray. Goodbye.
I'm going through Kiki's casebook. I don't understand these names.
All right, see, now Kiki code-named all of his informants.
To keep him safe.
In the territory of your enemy, you found a friend alone, and those around who loved you knew your loyalty was won. Never would Kiki Camarena betray yourself.
Gabriel? Gabriel? Buenos ¿Conoce a Gabriel? Gabriel? ¿Dónde está Gabriel? Gabriel? You know Gabriel? Your friend named Gabriel? Cousin named Gabriel? Charles named Gabriel? Key friend named Gabriel? You're not Gabriel, are you? Unload the Angel Gabriel up here.
Easy.
Yeah.
Kiki tell you about me?
No, not exactly. He had a name in his casebook. Gabriel El Campeon.
He was a good guy. Used to say I had a lot of heart.
Next to Gabriel, he wrote a reference I don't understand. Maybe you can help me with it. R from Mexicali.
Kiki took good care of his people, man.
You got something for me, then I got something for you.
Hey. You just don't get it, though. You don't get it. You know, you come in here, you don't even say, how are you? Would you like a drink? No, R from Mexicali. You got no finesse, man. You got no finesse.
Listen, I don't want to hurt your feelings, Gabriel, but I don't have a lot of time here. Okay? Okay?
Yeah, well, then you could have learned a lot from Kiki. R from Mexicali is Ramon Varona. You know Ramon?
No.
All my life, I've been 6 inches away from guys that could beat my brains out. Sizing them up. You know, looking in their eyes. When I was muscle for Rafa and Ramon, I was looking in their eyes, too. It's like looking into a doll's eyes. You look into them, all you see is glass.
Why was Kiki so interested in Ramon Varona?
Don't you know?
No.
Ramon Varona is the main conexión. He's the main pipeline.
From where to where?
Mexico City. The politicians. He's the main pipeline to all the guys at the top that call the shots. And you know why?
Tell me.
Because he moves all the money. He's the negotiator. He's the bagman. You want to find out how things work in Mexico? You follow the money. That's what Kiki was into. Go see this guy. I sent Kiki to him.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Hey, I don't want your money, man. Look, Kiki was a friend of mine. I did this for him, not for you. If I did this for you, I'd charge you plenty.
Thank you, sir.
How did you find out about me?
Going through Camarena's files.
God, he kept files?
Of course, but don't worry about it. They're locked in a vault at the consulate.
You will do for me what Camerona's promised?
Absolutely.
The green card for my girlfriend, too?
Of course, of course.
Where do you want to start?
Why don't we start where Kiki left off?
Taco Diaz.
Yeah, that'd be a good place to start. And what he had going with Ramon Varona.
Newport Beach?
Newport Beach.
Shall we order?
Sure. Oh, by the way, are you aware that we have information indicating that Protego Diaz laundered over $100 million in the United States through a man named Ramon Varona? On the other hand, I do want to re-administer the Espino Verdon voice prints with American technicians. I also want the physical evidence turned over and shared with our forensics people from the grave sites and the Lope de Vega house. By the way, the salmon here is very good.
State Department on line 2.
Go ahead, Mary. Put it through.
Afternoon, Jack. Jack, this call is because everyone here wants to extend you every courtesy. Plus, you know how strongly the president feels about the drug situation. Well, additionally, there's been a bit of pressure from Mexico City. To put this phone call in its real politic context, I think I'll draw you a hypothetical situation. Now, American banks have $25 billion in Mexican loans. Now, if Mexico were to unilaterally impose a moratorium on the interest on those debts, what effect do you think that might have on the Security Merchants Bank of New York, say, of their portion of Mexico's $3 billion interest being knocked out of their cash flow? We're talking belly-up time, Jack. Now, as pressure goes, this is mega tonnage. Do you know what it took? One phone call.
Okay, what's the story?
The administration's war on drugs is going to emphasize the domestic struggle, focusing on users in American cities, fighting the war on our own home ground, not so much on foreign shores.
Where it has the best chance of being effectively waged, interdicting and disrupting production and transportation.
As I said, this call is a courtesy to alert you to a position the president is taking.
When will he take it?
6 o'clock news in about a minute and 30 seconds.
The NBC News at the U.S. Capitol.
El narcotráfico es corruptor.
Drug trafficking corrupts in all countries, corrupts policemen, judges, fiscal agents. Mexico is no exception.
What many Mexicans say is that the problem is primarily in the insatiable American demand for more and more drugs.
Si no hubiese demanda.
If there were no demand, there would be no production. And I'm happy that very recently, President Reagan has recognized the responsibility of the United States to combat the phenomena of consumption, which, unfortunately, has been growing.
At the White House today, President Reagan met with Mexican President Miguel de la Madrid.
During private meetings, the differences continued, Mr. Reagan pushing his hard line against the Soviet-backed regime in Nicaragua, de la Madrid saying Central American turmoil is the result of social and economic unrest. But in the closing toast, there was agreement.
The good and decent people of both our countries have made a strong commitment to fight the scourge of narcotics and drug trafficking. This battle continues.
The Mexican leader asked the U.S. to understand how hard it is to reform the economy while paying off a huge debt. Mr. Reagan said the U.S. will be understanding in helping Mexico get new loans.
I'm impressed with the commitment that you've made, Mr. President, to meet this challenge and to take the necessary steps to achieve a robust, growing Mexican economy.
The president was here only 4 hours on his way back from vacation, and some Mexican officials thought he should have stayed longer. But U.S. officials say this dialogue is an intense continuing process. Chris Icani, NBC News with the president in Mexico.
Hello?
Counselor Portago Diaz here. We are not going to re-administer the Espino-Verdin test voice because his lawyer has obtained an order preventing more tests. So, there'll be no more tests. Sorry. Good night. Mr. Lon, Portago Diaz, sir. Sorry, but I have very bad news to tell you.
You know the physical evidence you requested from Attorney General Garcia Ramirez? Well, I investigate.
It seems we burned it. It's all been destroyed.
What? How can you destroy evidence while an investigation is pending?
It was pure putrefying. Anyway, it's done. Sorry. Good night.
Looks like your boy's late, hijo.
Look, my information about Barona is no good. You have to pay for it, amigo.
That's true.
Ese es el carro.
Jalisco State Police. This car is illegally registered. Open up the trunk.
Great.
Open up the trunk. Possession of an automatic weapon is a serious offense.
Listen, I'm with the DEA. I've also got a diplomatic passport. We can go to my office, clear this whole thing up.
I'm taking you in.
Listen, I got a diplomatic passport.
Sí, yo lo llevo.
Same thing that happened at Kiki Camarena. That's what's gonna happen to you. They're gonna plug you into a wall socket, man. You're gonna end up just like him.
That was it.
That was the last you saw of him?
We went back a couple of minutes later like we planned, but he was gone. The car was still there.
Assume Tony was grabbed.
It's happening again.
On the phone. Check with state officials, federal police. Bob, go back down to the bowling alley. See if you can find somebody who saw Tony leave. Call Jack Law and let him know.
It's not gonna happen again.
Yes, sir. The police pulled up, made them open the trunk. Then they dragged them off.
The police dragged them off?
Si, senor.
I have told you, senor. We do not know if he is here. And if I did, there is nothing I can do.
We're not leaving. Release Reva now.
You don't demand nothing from me. Reva who? Reva what?
Can I talk to you for a minute, please? Come here. We are not going to leave here without our friend, Tony Reva.
Santos. Santos. Tráigame el prisionero inmediatamente. No me importa. Ahora.
I can't walk. I can't walk. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Baja la calma. Go.
Tony Reva, the federal agent who says he was kidnapped and tortured by Mexican police, is back in the country. He showed up in Tucson, Arizona, where he held a news conference today. Looking rested, Agent Reva made his first appearance since returning to the U.S. from his ordeal in Mexico. On Wednesday of last week, Reva was picked up by Mexican police and held in a jail in Guadalajara overnight. Reva said he was tortured, beaten, and asked questions about the activities of the DEA agents working in Mexico.
The interrogators wanted to know about the way the Drug Enforcement Administration, the status of the investigation being conducted in Mexico, and the breadth of those investigations.
On Thursday, Riva was rescued by U.S. agents who had been looking for him and brought back to this country.
What about the torture? How's the Riva? Did you have any communication at all from the outside?
I just want to say that I'm glad for the quick action of the agents in Guadalajara in locating me. If it hadn't have been for them, I don't think that I'd be here in the United States. But my fellow agents refused to allow me not to be here. So.
Well, we haven't any further statements.
It is reprehensible for me and any law enforcement officer in the world that this conduct could be condoned. The nature of the Riva interrogation indicates to me that there were corrupt individuals in the Jalisco State Police trying to determine the nature of DEA's investigative activity in Mexico, in Guadalajara. It is a tragedy that any country in the world would have to term these people police officers.
Mr. Lawn, do you agree with the Justice Department spokesman who characterized what happened to Riva as, quote, mistreatment, end quote?
Mistreatment. Special Agent Anthony Riva was stripped, blindfolded, bound, tortured with electric shocks, and beaten. It is scandalous that anyone could term what Riva experienced as mistreatment.
Does the Riva incident suggest a different strategy for the DEA in Mexico?
No comment.
Yeah.
A different strategy to matters in Mexico is about to be adopted. Get ready, Ray. The gloves are coming off.
¿Mí? Sabroso. Cuidado, muchacho.
Para los muertos. Salud,
Primary suspect's code is running. He's out.
I got rid of those other people so we don't have intermediaries taking all the profits. So now, my friends, how much should El comandante.
Good evening, sir. Do you have some documentation as to your immigration status? No? Well, then I do believe you have entered the United States of America illegally, and we're going to have to take you downtown to the immigration office for processing.
Don't miss an inch. I want a perfect record of the condition he was in when we got him, so he can't claim that he was tortured or starved.
But I was kidnapped, compadre. And I've got a very angry lawyer on his way down here from Los Angeles who's going to prove it. We also have grounds for suit against the United States government. And when we win, I'll be sunning myself in San Felipe. And you'll be out of a job.
We didn't tell you about Verona because we assumed you would disapprove.
DEA has run roughshod over Mexican territorial rights. There are political ramifications here. You can't just behave like cowboys. Now, you have a superb future ahead of you, Jack. And just as there is life after the DEA, so too there are broader considerations at work here in our overall relations with Mexico that you should be sensitive to, and that should encourage you to ameliorate some of your actions.
Meaning I'd have better opportunities after I leave DEA if I water down my enforcement work while I'm at the DEA?
Watered down, no. Let's just say apply the concept of being selective.
I'm a law enforcement officer. My agenda is, has been, and will be to find, indict, and prosecute everyone connected with Kiki Camarena's murder and the cover-up of that murder. I'm not going to stop. And don't you ever call me in here again and try to bribe me with futures or ask me to do anything that would impede or dilute that work.
Okay, my name is Abel Reynoso. I'm an agent with the Drug Enforcement Administration. We're in a hotel room in downtown Los Angeles. The date is October 14th, 1987. The time is 17:30. This is a camera check. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, listen, carnal. For $25,000, please don't make me look bad. We don't want him to die before he tells us who the snitches are.
Everything is gonna be okay, I bet. I saw it in the stars. I read my horoscope today. Everything's gonna be all right.
Oh, you check the stars, huh? Él es policía. That's going to take a little bit to break him down. Now, how are you going to do that?
Here's a list of some of the stuff that we're gonna need. Club soda and handcuffs, lamp, chair, cattle prods.
Cattle prods?
Sure. You could use an extension cord, household current. But the household current is stronger. You don't want him to have a heart attack before the right moment.
Oye, Victor, how do I know that you're going to do as good a job as you say you can do?
Remember Camarena?
Camarena? You were involved with the Camarena thing?
That guy suffers. Was done very methodically. First they pull out.
Is that you we saw on the tape?
Yes, it was.
Can you give us your name and tell us your occupation?
My name is Abel Reynoso. I'm a special agent with the Drug Enforcement Administration. That videotape was made in Los Angeles, California.
Is the other man who appeared in that tape in this courtroom?
Yes, he is.
Could you point him out to us, please?
That man at the table with the gray suit, black shirt, and striped tie, Mr. Victor Lopez.
In the situation that was secretly tape recorded, who did Mr. Lopez think you were?
a major cocaine importer who brought him up from Mexico to torture and interrogate an informant inside my organization.
And how did you meet Mr. Lopez?
Mr. Victor Lopez was an officer of the Jalisco State Police at the time of the murder of Special Agent Enrique Camarena. We knew that he was coming to Los Angeles to offer his services as a paid assassin. I arranged a meeting.
In addition to Mr. Camarena's blood type and hair, did you find at the crime scene any other hair that matches anyone else in this courtroom?
Yes, sir. We found hairs that match samples labeled as coming from Mr. Verona. From the bathroom at the Lope de Vega house, from the rear bedroom where Mr. Camarena was held.
What does this mean for me?
Don't worry, they haven't got a thing on you. You stopped by the house. You didn't know what was going on. You didn't kill him.
From the drains leading into the main sewer line, from vacuuming the floors and furniture.
Thank you.
I'm getting gray.
Your hair's not getting gray.
Not my hair, my skin. This food and no sun. Maybe I go to Rio, huh? You ever been there?
I go to Hawaii, Maui.
Hi, guys. So, you worried?
Nah. Of course I'm worried. Ramona knows all the players at the top of the rock. He can give us everything if he flips.
What's it gonna take?
A guilty verdict and more. Even if the court comes back with a single life sentence, that won't be enough. What's single life, Harley? 15 years. He's eligible for parole and ain't. I mean, this guy's young, but he's no virgin. He can do a nickel or a dime standing on his ear. We got a shot at him if and only if we win the grand prize. Heavy-duty time in some cold, hard place like Marion.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the following charges: narcotics trafficking, murder, felony murder, kidnapping, conspiracy, we find the defendant, Ramon Verona, guilty.
Does defense have anything to say before sentence is passed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Proceed.
We sincerely feel that the jury's guilty verdict is incorrect.
Evidence is conclusive and undisputed that when the torture was taking place, your client was at that house. And it is not disputed that hair of his body was found there by FBI forensic experts. And when your client told one witness, we took care of the problem, the court doesn't interpret that as an idle boast.
We wish to emphasize that Mr. Verona is a devoted family man, and we hope Your Honor will weigh this before passing sentence.
Enrique Camarena was also a devoted family man.
Judge, Your Honor, you are sentencing an innocent person. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Verona, it's not uncommon for a co-conspirator to feel that just because he didn't strike the death blow that he's innocent. But that's not the law. And you are a co-conspirator. The court hereby sentences you, Ramon Verona, under Federal Statute 848 of the Criminal Enterprise Act,
to serve 240 years plus life in prison for your involvement in the kidnap, torture, and murder of DEA agent Enrique Camarena.
No.
The bench recommends that you not be eligible for parole for at least 60 years.
News conference in 10.
Okay. I got it. 105, you, sir?
Hello, Mika. I haven't got much time, but I wanted to tell you first, we got a conviction. A long, long sentence for Ramon Verona. He said to us, make sure Kiki won't be just a number. I made you a promise.
Okay, everybody, listen up. Listen up, please. Now, I'm going to start this off, do a press conference, and then come back. So order in some food, because we're going to be here for a while. Okay, the word has got to be out from Guadalajara to La Paz that Verona just took a heavy fall. That means they got to figure that sooner or later he's going to give them up. He's looking at 60 years of hard time in Marion. And that means that they're likely to pull out of whatever cover or hideouts or banking arrangements that Verona knew about. Now, they're going to make moves. A lot of fish are going to break the surface. So let's be watching.
Well, Cochi Loco was spotted in La Paz. Now, he may try and make a run back into Mexico off this thing. If so, where do you think he's going to show up? Culiacan? I don't know. Harley, what do you think?
Well, probably Mazatlan, because he owns 5 resort hotels there, and then Culiacan.
Okay. On the asset side, let's stay on the big money transfers, particularly Portago Diaz and General Ruiz. It'll be Panamanian and Cayman Island banks. On the interdiction side, they're not going to trust any of the air routes or drop sites that Verona knew about, so check on that.
Yeah, that's right. It's a message. The message is, if it takes 5 years or 10 years, there are 3,000 agents in the DEA. We will never rest until every person involved in the abduction and murder of Enrique Camarena is brought to justice. Regardless of who it is, and regardless of how long it takes, this is not over. We won't stop.
Dear Harley, it's hard getting the truth in little pieces. I hope to know it all someday, no matter how painful. It took a leap of faith for Kiki to become a narcotics agent. Growing up poor in Calexico, he knew better than most the odds stacked against him. He had seen the misery that led people to take drugs and the desperation that caused them to smuggle. He knew about cops who took bribes, politicians who made promises, and judges who jailed poor kids and only scolded rich ones. But Kiki believed that one man could make a difference, and one man has.
Here it is, Harley.
They called him El Gallo Prieto, the black fighting rooster. Adios, Kiki Camarena. May you rest a gusto. Your friends will all miss you and pray that the Virgin of Guadalupe forgive your assassins on this day. Gallo Prieto.
the way the song goes?
Yes, that's the way.
Well, and I guess the Virgin of Our Lady of Guadalupe has infinite mercy, don't she? But to those of us who are only human, we'll never forgive. Salud, Kiki. Salud.
They called him El Gallo Prieto, the black fighting rooster. Adios, Kiki Camarena. May you rest a gusto. Your friends will all miss you and pray that the Virgin of Guadalupe forgive your assassins on this day.